Live here.
Live!
But we don't have to necessarily know what that means.
What's the someday of black?
I don't
there's
know
a
that we
reason
want to-
this story happens now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the movie writes itself. Ooh.
I'm still streaming. How do I stop streaming? No!
All right. Hello, everybody. It's just me. Don't mind him. It's just me, Ben Lustig, here to write a movie for you.
I'm also here!
Don't mind him. Don't mind him.
I'm such a child. I don't know how you put up with me. I'm such a child.
Yeah.
So many times I feel like we're being and I'll go off on a complete tangent and just be like, that's not helping.
It happens.
It happens. No, that's not helping. Okay, I'll come back.
Well, thank God it's Friday.
Honestly,
2022.
truth. It's like we're in the last quarter now. It's the first week of the last quarter. And I really feel like I'm just like wading through to the end of the year at this point. You know?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. So I'm going to do this fun thing where I turn my light on and you can see my face better.
Also, tell me to make sure your phone's on silent, Ben. There have been a
phone's
number of
on silent.
occasions.
I've done do not disturb.
Right.
I'm figuring this shit out.
Figuring this shit out. Nice. Great. That's great. That's great.
Yeah. So yeah. It's been a long week. It feels like every week is a long week right now. But here we are. We're back, and you know what? That's what it's all about. Is we are putting in the time.
Just keep turning up. Just keep showing up.
Turning up. Even if right now, no one is here with us.
It's just you and me, Ben.
It's just us.
No one's with us live, but maybe in 20 years' time, there will be people here and now going, hey, do you remember that movie, that awesome movie?
Right?
This is how they wrote it.
You can watch the whole stinking process.
The whole stinking process. Start to finish.
If you are
You're watching this in 2042,
yes.
leave us a comment.
Leave us a comment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And 61-year-old me will be like, hey, Ben, we got a new subscriber. I'll sound more American then, I'm sure. We got a new subscriber.
Totally.
Yeah.
And if you just happen to be watching this, having clicked on the YouTube video, we do this live. So join us one of these days.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten into a real perfect routine in terms of
it's been a bit up and down this week, especially, hasn't it?
It's been hard, but we will try and foresee that a little bit and give people a little bit more notice. That is a goal as we move forward. Even if it's the day before, to put it kind of as a scheduled thing, that would be good.
Sure.
Generally speaking, we've been trying to hit this 3 p.m. Western.
It's been kind of a good time for us.
Like 6 p.m. East. So, it might be in like dinner time for a lot of people East Coast wise, but
true.
We'll see.
But whatever.
One day.
Yeah.
We had one person show up. They already left. Anyway.
They're like, oh, fuck this. They're like, I'm in completely the wrong room.
The fuck are these guys? So anyway, we are back on the outlining of our brilliant and wonderful and exciting movie.
Yep.
And yesterday was an interesting day because we kind of went, I wouldn't say in a circle, but we started off with the intention of pushing through to the next step of the outline. And instead, we really didn't get any further in the outline. We identified other problems that we needed to solve before we could push through the outline.
Yes.
The main one really being, why does anyone know that this is happening in the first place?
Yeah.
And we walked down a couple of different paths. I had suggested, is there some sort of a Highlander style energy, homing beacon, demon thing? You were talking about a donut on fire.
Again,
flaming
donuts. Again, I am a child.
Hit by lightning.
Wouldn't it be fun though if there was a flaming donut in this movie? Yeah.
And I think what we ultimately landed on, and correct me if I'm wrong, because sometimes I am very wrong, is a bit of a combination of all the above. So basically, there is a prophecy, and there are signs of the prophecy that may be coming to pass.
Yeah.
Signs that the potential bringer of darkness is among us.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is a second half to that prophecy, which is how to locate said bringer of darkness.
Yes.
And then a third piece of that is that demons can sense and feel other demonic energy, which does not just apply to Sam, but will help us identify Sam as the exact person we're looking for.
Right.
Am I correct? Is that what we landed on?
Sure.
I
I think so.
I think that's where we're at.
Yeah. I mean, also, was it going to be like when she got close to her, she was going to be able to go, "It's you."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it would be signs, the things that are happening. Oh, there was a plague of locusts in Bumblefuck, Mississippi. Oh, that's a sign. Oh, the river of this turned red. Oh, that's another sign. Oh, frogs, firstborn. And then when there's a prophecy. Oh, what are the things that I can specifically look for to locate where this person might be? Don't know it's a woman at this point.
Right.
And then when I get there, I get my spidey sense tingling.
Is there I think that's right.
Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe more complicated than we need it to be. And I think that'll be a process of us figuring it out as we go.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's a way for us to imply, without necessarily, I mean, we could directly say it depends on the banter and whether it's needed, but is there a way to imply that these signs have happened before, but they have not been successful ever? So, for example, like what I don't want to be confusing is what is the demon's purpose? Like, what was Charlize doing in that prologue? Like, what was Charlize doing? She wasn't just making mischief for fun, right?
Right.
Their goal, as we've stated, has been to push humans towards darkness for a purpose.
Right.
Because eventually one of those humans will become the bringer of the apocalypse. And when that day comes, demons will be able to inherit the earth, basically. Right? So have they ever gotten close, or has this been like a millennia of futile endeavors? Like, why do they, and I'm going a little like, probably these are questions nobody are asking kind of.
Yeah. The
reason that I'm asking them is I'm just kind of going like, is there a way to have fun with that idea? Like, the example would be, and I don't know if we would want to go there, but the example would be, what were some of the signs you could pull from World War II to say that actually we were really close? Like, we were on the brink. But luckily, it didn't happen. Why didn't it happen? Could have been a million different things. Maybe we don't. We were really close during that, flood. Maybe. Is there a way for us to kind of go, like, humanity has just skirted by? The demons are not bad at what they do. They've done a pretty darn good job, but they just haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
And
perhaps,
there's a way to potentially ground the signs in something where we go, it's like.
But why? I guess my question is why would they have appeared during another time? Like, aren't they? Because otherwise, isn't that confusing? It's like, well, last time we had all these signs, but the signs weren't correct. Then how do I know that they're right now?
Well, I guess so. Here's the problem.
And what does that give us in this story?
Well, so here's the question, because what we've said is that she's not yet the Antichrist, right? Or is she? Like,
no, I don't think she is. And I have another question about it. There was something asked the other week as well, but I'll get to that.
Why do the signs happen? Like, that is the question. Why are the signs happening? If the signs are happening because the Antichrist has been born but has not ascended, or whatever it is, has not come into their power. Yeah. Okay. If the Antichrist, if the signs are happening because the Antichrist is literally here, then wouldn't Sam then already be the Antichrist?
Mm-hmm.
is the purpose of these signs?
Yeah.
That's
And my question as well comes back to, and it's been something we've still been kind of trying to feel out. What does it mean if she's the Antichrist? And why does that mean the end of the world? Like this girl,
the
Sam,
end of the world,
who's in her mid-20s and works somewhere in Portland doing a regular job, or is a bit of a screw up. What is she like? It's not like she's going to become the president of the United States tomorrow and get the nuclear codes. What is she going to do that is going to happen, or is it just a side effect?
Like, I've been seeing it far more supernatural.
That's totally fine, but she's just going to turn into something dark and evil, and then okay.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was assuming.
So she herself is going to start to display demonic properties.
I don't know that she doesn't have to start to display them.
No, but I mean if and when she becomes the Antichrist, what would that look like if that were the case? Because she's like, how can I be the Antichrist? I'm just a girl.
Right.
I'm just a person. Like, what are you talking about? I know I've made some bad choices in my life, but I mean, am I really going to accidentally cause the end of the world? Is it really going to start raining fire and brimstone just cause?
Well,
just kind of picking that apart for a second.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a good question. We've been throwing around the term the Antichrist pretty loosely, and as we've talked before, I don't think it's specific to the Christian idea of literally the Antichrist. I do think it's more the being of ultimate darkness kind of a thing,
Right.
She becomes the Phoenix instead of Jean Grey. There's that version.
But I understood why Jean Grey could become the Phoenix. She wasn't just a librarian in some place. She wasn't just a person. She already exhibited and had incredible power. I
mean, I guess it depends how much you've read about the Phoenix in the Phoenix saga. I mean, there's versions of the Phoenix whereby the Phoenix is its own entity and just inhabits Jean Grey. It has nothing to do with her psychic ability.
Totally. That was where we were going with this in one version of it, which is your soul is going to be primed for the Antichrist entering Earth. Which I understand. What you're saying about the Phoenix. I go, great, got it. You are going to become the vessel.
I don't think that needs to be. I mean that's what I was saying about hasn't like ascended or hasn't like become like that. Yes, I think that is what we're talking about, but it's not like Beelzebub is going to take over your body. I don't think it's specific to like a singular. It's not Lucifer is going to be able to take over your body. You will become the Phoenix. You will become like Sam becomes this dark being of darkness that can open the portal to hell and let all the demons come out at free reign. I mean, here's the thing: we're not going to get there.
I know, but again, like she'll have that. She'll have this question. What do you mean when you say I'm the Antichrist? What exactly do you mean? Well, this is what's going to happen, because those ultimately then become the stakes.
Sure, and there's been some rules that we've been creating, I think, though, that can help with that. So part of what we've said so far is that demons aren't just running rampant and wild and free across the earth. For whatever reason, they come up very sparingly across the world and throughout time. So perhaps it's not that easy to come and traverse the other side to come to us. Okay, so that's the first thing. Maybe it takes a lot of fucking demonic energy to open that portal. Okay. Second, we're saying that they are trying to make this happen. Why are they trying to make this happen? Well, probably to take over and inherit the earth the way that the humans, quote unquote, inherited the earth. Now it's our turn. We're going to inherit the earth now. But the only way that we know how to do it is by creating this being of ultimate darkness, whereby that demonic energy is so strong and so powerful that they can let us all through at once.
Right. Sure.
So it's about a human combined with demonic energy in a way that is unique. It's like Jesus being a human combined with godlike energy being specifically powerful in that sense.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Finding, like, to me, this Antichrist, bringer of the apocalypse, being of ultimate darkness, this idea is that the demons win. If she becomes this character, this entity, her darkness will allow the demons to win. And what is their ultimate goal always been? To reign over Earth, to leave hell and reign over Earth.
Great.
That's the stakes.
Great. Yes. Cool. Yeah. I like that. I think that's right.
And Charlize doesn't want that. Yeah. She left hell on purpose.
Totally. And she has a soft spot for humanity.
What?
And she has a soft spot for humanity.
And she has a soft spot for humanity.
It would literally be hell on Earth.
Correct. But this brings me to this question of this prophecy. And here we go again. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're only 16 minutes into our second day of talking about this exact same idea, but sometimes this has to happen. The prophecy feels like it kind of undermines the goal in that sense.
What do you mean?
Well, because it's like, if there's a prophecy, then the prophecy is going to happen. And if it's going to happen without us having to make it happen, then why are we making it? Well, then what are we doing other than just waiting for the prophecy? It feels like our demons, who now, as we keep mining and digging, who have this goal, who've been doing this thing for millennia, who've been waiting for the day where they could build up enough dark energy within one human being in order to open up this portal. And
I hear that. It runs counter to what they've been doing.
Right.
You know, if they've been trying to make this thing happen. But I guess my kind of observation on it is, and I hear what you're saying, I really do. Is it less kind of, well, I do A, therefore B happens, therefore C happens, and then at the end of it, we get the Antichrist? Like, is it not as structured as that? Is it go onto Earth and fuck people up, make them miserable as much as possible, spread, let me finish. Spread discord throughout the Earth. And once you've done that, signs will begin to appear, and here are the signs. And here is that, and here is that, and here is how you will find who that person is, because blank. Maybe.
I mean, isn't it so much cleaner to just say, go on Earth, keep fucking shit up, and eventually we'll have enough demonic energy in one human that will succeed? Like, why do we need signs to appear in the middle?
Maybe we don't.
Like, for example, somehow, whatever they do, there's a big fucking plane crash or something horrible happens outside Portland that causes a terrible thing to happen to Sam. And that terrible thing is the catalyst that makes her go even darker. And at that moment, when she learns that her mom died, right? Like a ripple of fucking dark energy just goes across the globe, as if, oh shit, they did it. They finally fucking did it.
And so then it will just be Spidey sense.
We got to get to her first. Yeah.
And we happen to.
And I know how to find demonic energy. Yeah.
Happen to be the one.
And I can go on, and I know that the only way this would have happened would have been with some sort of big traumatic event. And I can see that there was a plane crash in Portland, and I go, it's got to be someone there. Somebody, not a plane crash, maybe a bridge. I don't know, something.
Yeah. There's plenty of bridges in Portland.
well, that's where we're going, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, something bad happened there. It rained too many days in a row, and all of a sudden,
That'll fuck some shit up right there.
made people really.
And it rains for 80 days in a row, then the Antichrist will be born. There you go. Welcome to Washington.
But like, this is not something that someone who isn't a demon would be able to feel.
Yeah.
And it's not something that, and you know what else is really interesting? Oh, okay. This is cool. Let's say we are with one of our human characters, or not human character, one of our adult characters. They're all adults. Sorry. Charlize or Hank. Okay.
Yes.
We're with one of them.
More adult.
We're with one of them. Okay. And they're like either Charlize feels something weird, but doesn't know what it is. It's not it's not like she gets knocked over, and it's not like anyone's actually felt this before.
Right.
But there's something about it.
I've felt this before. This
right.
Is
it's never happened before.
Yeah.
And then she's like, what was that? It kind of resembles the feeling of demon presence, but it's there's no demons around me right now, and yet I just felt the presence of a demon.
Sure.
That's
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of let it go, and I go, okay, what? I'm just crazy. It's nothing. And then I
go home,
talking
about news.
Well, we have this moment we've been talking about where we actually go in to like a grocery store or whatever. Yeah. Maybe I go home and flip on the news and I see, oh, there was a bridge collapsed in Portland. Fuck, that's weird. That's a pretty, or there was a, giant explosion in a warehouse, and then I go to the drugstore and there's a fucking demon there. And I'm like, oh, fuck. What the hell is going on? I felt something before. Then I'm seeing this tragedy happen. You should probably make it like a terrorist attack or some shit like that. And now a demon is in my little small town, which never happened because it would take way too much demonic energy for them to just come out and fuck around here.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So that's when I grab him and I interrogate him, and he's like, it's too late. They're here. And you're fucked.
Yeah.
And then I go back
and
then I go back and I go on the internet and I go, that's where this happened. Okay, I go to Portland.
Yeah.
I'm in Portland. I'm looking up. I do a little research. What was the flight manifest, or who was working in the factory, or what was the terrorist attack, whatever. And I go, oh shit, okay, and I find Sam. Sure.
Okay, cool. I'm down with that.
And
now,
then
are we just doing Sam, or are we going to introduce Hank in Act 1 too? Still feel we're undecided a little bit on that.
Yeah, I mean, are they both? In theory, I guess if we introduced Hank and Hank had a demon held hostage, which I actually still think is quite fun. Your pitch on he's got one chained up in his face.
Oh, he's got the gimp,
right? If we still have that, and the demon felt the same thing that Charlize did.
Yeah, it's totally. So it's like, rah! Yeah.
We don't need to watch Hank put the pieces together. We can watch Charlize put the pieces together and assume that Hank did the same thing, and that's why they end up in the same place.
Sure. Cool. Great. I'm down. Great. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Yeah.
Cool. See you at the rap party.
See you at the rap party. See you there. See the premiere.
Yeah. See you at the premiere.
I'll make it this time.
You'll make it this time. Oh, everybody, it was really sad. We did have our first official premiere of The Princess, and Jake couldn't make it, and it was really, really sad. It was.
I got COVID.
There you go. Yep.
It'll teach me for licking all those banisters.
Seriously. I keep telling you. I keep telling you to stop doing that.
Let's open up our document then and keep jamming. Yeah. While you're doing that, I'll do the usual spiel. You can find us facebook.com/Lustig Thornton. You can find us on Twitter. I'm at Jake Thornton. Ben is at Ben_Lustig. And we tweet things occasionally. And
He tweets more than I do, but
yeah, I do. I tweet more than Ben does. Ben was doing a big Twitter push during the Princess. Now he's just like he looks at it occasionally and just
I go on to say hi.
Goes on to say hi. So
yeah.
And please join us over there if you would like to. Everything is a drum.
Right.
Let's have a little look here.
What is going on with this?
What is going on with that window? That window is messed up.
Hold on a second.
All right, then. For those of you wondering what we write in fade in. We really like fade in. It's very affordable, and you get free updates for live. That's pretty good.
A lot of people are writing in fade in these days.
They are.
I went on fade in's website because I had to download this newest copy.
Right. Yeah.
Here, and now they have a, who uses our software thing on there, and I was like, fuck yeah, we're in good company.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I really recommend it.
Magmason uses fade in.
Yep. I would play around with a couple of others. Obviously, like we started with Final Draft.
We did,
and then I played a little bit.
Started with Movie Magic Screenwriter.
Oh, old school.
Way old, yeah.
Then we used. I used Highland for a little bit just to do a first draft of something. But again, it's affordable. But I found it lacked the tweakiness nature of being able to really get lines exactly how I want them to be. But it's a good one too. People like. So. All right then. Okay, so
get rid of this sidebar. I've looked everywhere, and in this new iteration,
view.
And if someone is watching this and they use this software and they know how to get rid of this damn sidebar on the right, please message me. It's driving me nuts.
Under view? Is it not under view? Is it called the
under view, dude? Look. You can't see.
Yeah, I can't see that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. One of these days when we're sharing screens, you can take a look. But right now, under view, I have everything turned off, so I don't.
Yeah,
know
interesting.
why.
You always have that there. Yeah, totally. No. Who knows? I don't know. Okay then. Okay, so we're in Colorado Mountains Day establishing. How'd you do it? You put it underneath.
Hold on. Layout bottom. Layout top. What? How? This is so weird. Okay.
Whoa.
Leave it here for right now.
Just leave it there.
All right. So.
Okay. So she's not chopping wood. She doesn't have a dog. But it can be small little mountain town.
Yeah. Sure. So we were saying we're just gonna she should be eating in like the little diner or something like that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Diner.
And people like her.
Mountain town.
And I think we do something fun whereby this is a big reveal. We're 100 years later, and Charlize Theron hasn't aged a day.
Right. Charlize walks into view. She hasn't aged a day.
Yeah.
And she, goes inside. And actually, maybe it's right here where she sees the thing on the news. Who knows? I don't know.
Totally. Yeah.
Interior diner.
Now, is it going to be? I feel a thing first, because presumably that would be what would happen.
Would it?
I would feel. I would.
Would it? Because.
I assume so.
Well.
See where you're going.
Yeah. Because the event does not immediately create her. It's the discovery that if it is that her mom died, that would create her. So the event happened.
Great.
Yeah. So Charlize is having lunch at the counter. And
looks up on the news. There's been a bridge collapse in Portland. Something bad.
Yeah, something bad. And if we're in Colorado, it's got to be bad enough that it's made national news.
Yeah, I mean, if there was a,
it should be something that would make someone obviously not just I don't know. Do we want it to be could it feel like we've seen what she was going to do as a demon?
Yes.
Could this feel reminiscent?
I mean, if there were a domestic terrorist attack that blew up a bridge,
That's what
Again,
I'm
we don't have to see the bridge blowing up. It's, it's the
Oh, we see the aftermath. Yeah.
totally.
But on the screen, domestic terror attack strikes Portland, you know?
Right. Antifa.
Shut up. Strikes Portland. A bridge blown up. There's like, over 100 casualties.
Yeah, totally. Bad shit happens.
Yes.
And she's not thinking, oh, it must be the demons. I just think, but maybe in the back of her mind, but doesn't get said.
Now, is there anyone in this scene, as we outline this scene?
Yes.
This is our opportunity, probably before we go onto the screen.
Yeah.
To get a sense of Charlize today.
Absolutely right. I was going to say that. How is she with other people? Is she friendly with, the old woman who's serving her lunch?
Well, I think she is.
She knows her by name.
Or she's whomever is behind the counter.
Dot.
Yeah.
It's Dot. Dot behind the counter. Friendly. They're all called Dot. All old women who work in a diner are called Dot.
Counter. Does she know, does someone come in to the diner and say, oh, hey, Charlize,
Yep.
How's it going? Good. How are you?
Yeah. She has a little banter with the people who are there, and we established that she good. She good.
Now, here, just so we're clear, because this is where we've gone back and forth on this.
Yeah.
Having to do with her arc. Having to go from I'm a demon, I'll never be anything but a demon, and to I can actually still be a demon and be a good person at the same time. If we see that she's fully embraced a human lifestyle here, that is no longer her arc. That's okay if we decide to just drop it. But that would no longer be who she is.
Yeah. I mean, she's no longer out being evilly devilish and then decides to do good. She is...
No.
She already did a good thing.
She did. No, the idea obviously before was demons are literally born to bring pain and suffering. No matter what I do, that is all I will ever be good at.
Right. So let's I'm just going to ask some questions as well, and it was based on something that you said yesterday too, which is, why does she decide to save Sam? This is no longer an angel coming to her and saying, hey, if you do this, I'll give you a soul.
She first tries to save Sam. I think she first tries to kill Sam.
But is that not what Hank is doing as well?
Yes.
Okay, so they both arrive to kill Sam.
Yes.
And then what happens? They fight each other.
Well, I don't think they arrive at the identical same time. So I'm just riffing here. I think
totally.
At least find Sam first.
Yeah.
She first thinks she's going to kill her, but her moral compass takes over. She sees her. She's there. She's got her sniper rifle or whatever the fuck we want to use with her. She's ready to pull the shot, and she changes her mind, and she's like, fuck. Okay. I can't do this. I can't kill this innocent girl. Yeah. Then Hank shows up and wants to kill her. And then Hank and her get into a fight. I'm a demon. You're a demon hunter. You know exactly what she is. She needs to die.
Okay. So she arrives and can't go through with it.
Correct.
Then Hank is there. She stops Hank. Right. And then we get into a moment of Say again?
We get into a moment of them having to go, what do we do with her then? And the only answer at that point is we protect her until we figure it out. And there is going to have to be, now that there are no angels, there's going to have to be a moment whereby Hank and Charlize do come to the conclusion that that there is another way, that she doesn't have to be the Antichrist, because they have to be convinced of that if they're going to keep protecting her, right? I don't know what that is yet, but there's gonna have to be, whether it's a old Aramaic text or a Dead Sea Scroll or some shit like that, whereby they go, actually, she hasn't fully crossed over yet. It would require one more act, and she hasn't done it.
They're watching
demons
through.
needed one more thing, you know.
They're watching through the binoculars, and she helps a cat down from a tree.
That's not helpful, but the the idea of them knowing that if they can keep her they could keep her alive and keep her from doing the one final evil deed. If they can do both of those things,
sure,
not only can she live, she
Right.
also cannot be she could stop from being the Antichrist.
right.
And that will constantly create conflict, because as Sam potentially gets closer to doing that one evil thing, they may have to.
And I liked where we're going the other week. Like, if she takes a life, she's done.
And actually, with this new concept of this terror attack killing people,
Go.
She's gonna want to kill the fucking terrorists who took her mother's life.
That's great. That's great.
Guess who the demon pretends to be in those last moments? Like, obviously the demon was there was a demon that did it, but we're not seeing that. But the demon who captures her at the end
pretends to totally. Yeah, cool, great, awesome.
I took your mother's life.
Sounds good. Yes, great. Sounds good. Yeah.
So and I'm just gonna say we don't know yet, but Sam's mom was one of them.
Yes. Cool.
Is there, so you were asking why do they all get there? And my answer was they don't get there at the exact same time. She gets there first, she can't do it, then Hank gets there, she stops Hank from doing it, and they mutually agree there has to be another way. And then through some old text or something, they'll discover that actually there is one final act.
Maybe. I think we have to. And who that comes from, I don't know. Whether it comes from Hank, whether it comes from Charlize, or this idea now.
Can we have a physical representation on Sam's body?
Yeah, I'd suggested something similar. She's got a birthmark or a...
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying one that has shown up and has been like slowly forming,
like a rash.
No, not like a rash, like a tattoo that hasn't been fully completed, almost as if it's like she's if she does one more thing, like the mark of the devils or something like that will be complete, and then she will ultimately ascend.
Like 3 6s.
Yes, again, something.
But again, like that's the mark. It's like that's the mark of the beast, isn't it? Like if it were.
Yes, but I'm not saying she literally tattooed it to herself.
No, but it's starting to appear on her body.
Correct.
As a weird thing,
like on her back.
It's the picture in Back to the Future.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Yes.
Yeah. Great.
It's the picture in Back to the Future, so that as they get,
it actually is. It's got Marty McFly.
when they find her, they see
she's got one of the 6s
finished.
Yes, sure.
Whatever it is, it's an upside down weird pentagram.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if it were, a
5-pointed star with only 4 points,
or 666, but in Aramaic, like what's the image? You go, oh, what is it going to be? Oh, that's those the 3 6s in Aramaic, right. Something like that. Yes. Some sign, some
sort of visual representation of you're almost there, but you're not there
yet.
It's
the 3 lives in Jumanji. It's how can we see how far along she is?
Correct.
Right.
And maybe there's 2 that are left, and she actually over the course of the journey ends up.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking too. She has the first one
more. Yeah.
Yes.
I like. Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Great.
Cool. So then we know, and that's the way. So here's okay. Charlize shows up. She's gonna go in and kill her. She goes. She can sense that she's in there. Mm-hmm. She has an aura around her that shows demonic energy or something like that. Right?
Goes to her. She's about to kill her. Pulls on her sleeve.
she finds the mark and realizes it's not complete yet.
Yes.
And that's why she stops.
Right. That's cool.
Hank comes, and then she is able to convince Hank to
They have a fight.
They have a fight, but then she goes, she's not it yet.
Yes.
What do you mean? The demon said she was here. This is clearly the girl. Otherwise, why are you
I think
here?
it's cool. I'm starting to see this all together. This is great.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, domestic terror attack, bridge was blown up, over 100 casualties.
Yes.
Do we now cut to Hank seeing the same TV? That's a way to transition the way that you were saying. Hank is.
But again, I don't know. Again, it only
home.
means something, I think, if I'm pulling him into the story via the mystery. I know why I'm with her because I was with her in the beginning. I think we follow her back home when she has a moment of, oh, whatever. Then I can go to Hank. And then I'm with him, and then he goes home, and he's in his garage. We hear wailing sounds, and he goes out, and the guy's there in the cage. It's coming, it's coming, the master is coming. And then I go, oh, okay, that's why I'm with this story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So from here, you think we just end up going back home with
I think we go to wherever Charlize lives. I'm okay with it being, wherever.
House.
Yes. Yeah. Charlize is home. It doesn't have to be up in the woods, but it's wherever it is.
We didn't finish the question that I was asking. You always sidetrack me, dude.
That's what I'm here for.
I was asking about the friendly banter and the fact that she.
Yes, who is this person?
Is she going from someone who's a loner who believes all she brings is pain and suffering, is just trying to keep to herself, which is fine. She can still be in a diner. She can be sitting by herself in a diner. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's about her.
Yeah, who is she? Who is she today?
Like, does a guy say, "Hey, honey," and she's just like, is there a way for us to establish that she does not have any human attachments?
Yes, that's fine. I think that's fine.
I think we need to somehow, and I don't, in this scene, maybe it's just she sits alone.
Yeah.
Alone. Not,
and you had said something a little while ago about how does she have a trait as a demon that the image I was seeing was like she is like always has to have sugar or something weird, I don't know, I'm just kind of playing around with this thing of going, what is this thing that she has and does? And I'm just going to try and find
know that a demon is a demon. Like, is there some sort of tell? Is that what you're thinking?
No, I'm just kind of going, is there something about, and maybe it doesn't add anything except, oh, that's an interesting thing. Demons always like to have their food be super salty or, put sugar on everything. I don't know. Not sure.
I'm not sure about that either. But what could be a really interesting moment? I'm thinking about your old grandma behind the counter. Old grandma behind the counter is, no matter what, has been trying for years.
Yes, to have a conversation with
Charlize to meet a boy, right?
Right.
Or to just smile or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And there's a moment here where old grandma is like, Charlize is, she does her normal thing every day. Charlize comes in, she never talks to anyone. We learn her routine. And old grandma's like, one of these days, you're gonna have to let go of this anger that you hold on to or whatever. And she's like, no. Let me finish. This is who I am. And grandma is like, it's not who you have to be.
Yeah.
Something like that,
Statement up. I was going to go with this, which was, she comes in, she sits down, Doc comes over, and before saying anything, she goes, okay, what about this? And she tells her a really off-color joke, whatever it is. And Charlene's just like black, and she's like, thought I was going to get you with that one. One of these days, I'm going to get you to smile. We established that she's been in here for a while. Every day, Grandma Dot tells her a joke, and she.
Yeah, I like the recurring joke thing. I would rather have there be. I think smiling is totally fine, but I think it's about she's always alone. She's
Sure.
never with someone else.
Absolutely.
You have no one in your life.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
grandma,
she has no joy in her. She is this.
Right, you're a loner. Yeah. So it's like, grandma behind counter. Always tells her a new joke. It could be an old guy behind the counter telling the joke.
Whatever it is.
I love the the 70-year-old with like a
absolutely. He runs
joke.
the little diner. Completely.
Yeah, totally. So tells her a new joke.
And little things like, she always has her bacon burned. Like she always wants it blackened.
Right.
I think it was something that you'd suggested at one point.
Mm.
And that's what I mean. Like,
she likes charred.
She likes charred food.
Grandma gives her usual extra black coffee.
Yeah, extra black.
And charred bacon.
Yeah.
She tells that someday she's gonna have to crack, she's gonna crack that shell.
Yeah, great.
Charlize says it isn't going to happen.
And you kind of want a moment, some point in Act 2 or Act 3, where either Sam or Hank tells a joke and Charlize laughs.
I don't know. I'm not 100% on board with just the lack of a sense of humor, as if somehow she's Arnold in The Terminator and literally just doesn't have a sense of humor. I don't think of demons as humorless.
Sure, totally.
In fact,
again, I'm not saying demons. I'm saying
jokers,
her. I'm not saying demons in general. I'm saying her. Like, what is she in this life? Hey, it's Ray Bogdanovich. How are you, dude? Guys, it's late over here in Blighty, so I won't ramble. Just want to say, loving the videos. Keep up the great work. I'm hooked. Thanks, dude. Nice to see you here. One time when I'm over in the UK, we must meet up for a pleasant cup of tea and a crumpet.
Awesome, dude. Thanks. So, we can figure out the details. I think the thing is, and where it ultimately has to come down to is, Charlize is a loner because she's a demon and believes that is all she'll ever be.
Sure.
And grandma, who doesn't know she's a demon,
of course,
knows that people can be whatever they want to be.
Sure, totally. Yeah.
That's the context.
Yeah, sure, totally. Yeah. It's just kind of going, is there a way to give it some kind of visual or something that comes back later, that we can do that makes you go, set up here, pay off down there.
I guess I just worry about having her be like cold and humorless and with no smiles the entire movie. It
doesn't have to be that, but is it about like something like laughing? Like, I've never seen you laugh. Something like that. Like she's, I don't know, I'm just going to toy around with this idea.
Maybe. It's just, like I said, I think we just need to, I'm totally down with finding the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to have the robotic or non-smiling movie star. Context underneath is that Charlize thinks she's just a demon. And won't ever have. It could be like a family. I mean, maybe it's as simple as that.
Sure, maybe, absolutely, yeah. He just wants to hear the little pitter patter of tiny cloven hooves.
Well, no. I don't think she's looking for children.
No, sure.
All right. Okay. So then she sees. Then we go home.
We go to her home.
And again, we're going to see that it's a solitary home.
It's a solitary life. She's while it might not be the cabin on the mountainside, it is.
It's
solitary. I think it has that feeling.
Yes, she doesn't have a lot of personal belongings. Certainly no photographs,
and definitely not a dog.
No dog
or a cat.
No, not many personal belongings. either. It's sad. Her home would feel kind of sad,
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But we could have her. It'd be kind of
feel that isolation, feel that sense. Again, it's that old archetype, isn't it? It's like in the first part of the movie, your main hero in some way is an orphan. And I really like those ideas.
Yeah, sure.
Again, it doesn't have to be like you're literally an orphan, like literally your parents have died. But in what way are you incomplete emotionally, some way? And I feel like we're hitting that archetype with her in this moment. In fact, we've seen her have some kind of weird dysfunctional family in that opening, and then we see now that she does not have that anymore.
Right. So I just had a really good idea for what this next beat. Okay. Either I'm leaning bath, but it could be a shower, but it's like like we see like like scalding hot water. She gets in and she's just like
totally.
It's like the hottest, like the whole room should she should open the door and it's just like steam, just like
sure.
The kind of water that would burn anybody, but it doesn't burn her,
that's
while she's relaxing, because this will make it even more powerful when she feels it. It's like, let's say she's taking a bath, she lays down in the bath, she's like in like scalding hot water, she's actually taking a moment, and then all of a sudden
great, that's it. Great.
Bathroom.
It's funny, I'd forgotten about those 4 archetypes. It's interesting. The 4 archetypes are orphan, wanderer, warrior, martyr.
Yeah, I remember.
And I really like that. I just think it's and you look at some of those great, again, typically hero's journey movies, but they all fit into those archetypes. Someone who's incomplete, someone who starts to search for, meaning, training, clues, whatever, and someone who really gets up and, battles and faces it and then risks life itself in order to accomplish their goal. I just think that's really cool.
There's something in this this moment here where Charlize comes into the house that we also can just use just to subtly establish what her daily life looks like. We've seen her in a diner. Great. Do we we've cut from 100 years ago. Does she before we go straight to a bath, I'd like to just get some kind of a feeling for the fact that, well, first of all, she has no friends, which is good.
Yes.
I'd like to get the what does her life
look like? I mean, again, and it's like, because here's the thing. We should, I think, give at some hint at as well. She didn't time travel.
No.
She didn't jump through a wormhole and just arrive here.
Good point.
She's been alive for the last 100 years. And again, it's not like, and you go past the pictures on the wall and da-da-da-da-da, but is that, again, I'm just asking a question. I haven't got an answer.
I guess.
Say again?
She could have antiques, I think, Highlander in that way. But I just go, is she the kind of person to have had, the reason you, Highlander collects those things is because they have meaning to him.
Yeah.
And I don't know that she's had much meaning. I think that's the problem.
Is that then something to consider? What does the home of someone who has no meaning to their life look like? Is it just a very Spartan existence?
I mean, it is, like we're saying, sparse and solitary and no photos and no personal belongings.
Yeah.
But how do you then establish that she didn't time travel? How do you establish that?
I don't know. Again, it might just be part of the mystery that we're asking at the moment. We're going, hey, audience, we're not going to tell you why she's here and why she looks exactly the same yet, but stay watching and you will find out.
Here's the thing. If I'm a viewer, if I'm watching this movie and I see this girl run off in 1925.
And we've seen some demony something.
And we see the demons running after her.
I get it.
We've seen a demon fight.
I get
and
it.
then I cut to 100 years later and I see her walk into a diner. I'm not going, oh, there must have.
This is a time travel movie. Sure, fine.
I don't know why they didn't show me that time travel jump.
Yeah,
clearly, if this was time travel, we would have shown it in the story. But we chose not to. Thus, it was not time travel.
Yeah.
But in terms of this beat, before we go into the bath, I still do want to kind of dig in to go like, if she has no meaning, she has no personal connections, she has no meaning, she has no dog. Although I will say, while I understand the no dog, I also go, I mean, maybe she has a cat. I would like there to be a contradiction of, while she believes that she's human and no one can love her,
I hear that.
Somehow or for some reason, she also has brought that part of her, that humanity that started to form in 1925, has continued to where she now actually has a pet. Now, a pet doesn't necessarily mean I'm human, and yet it also kind of does. And so there's something kind of nice and contradictory about it.
Yeah.
So, like, I'd be down if she had like a cat that.
Eileen cat. Again, it kind of feels a little bit more witchy. I feel like dogs are just so loving, but I feel like a cat shares a sensibility with her, which is like,
they're solitary. They're actually solitary animals.
Exactly
like
right.
That. Yeah. Feeds a cat. Is she has she become a reader? I'm just trying to like figure out like who is she? Like, is she?
Yeah.
I don't think she sits down and turns on the TV again. We just saw her.
No, I don't think she does either. No.
I don't think she's been scrapbooking and she's looking through the last 100 years of newspaper.
What if she had an old record player and put on like a 1940s record? I
like that.
Something like that, puts on some vinyl.
1940s jazz album.
Great.
And drinks and opens a bottle of wine.
Or whiskey.
Yeah. Pours a glass of whiskey. And then in the bath, she takes her whiskey in with her.
Totally. That's great. Groovy. I like that.
So then steam, scalding hot water. Charlize gets in and it doesn't burn. It feels amazing.
Yeah. And we'll have a moment later where they're on the road with Sam and Hank, when we'll establish that it's really fucking crazy hot. Like, I went in there, Jesus, how do you do that? So while we won't know exactly what this means at this moment.
Totally, absolutely.
Like, are you going to burn yourself? And it's like that. That's the way I like it.
Just as she closes her eyes to relax.
Yes. Boom, spidey sense tingling. And it should be visual. Like, she should collapse. It's like a big thing. She gets up, she pulls at the shower curtain comes off,
Yeah.
It's like she's almost having a heart attack.
Yeah, it's like she's having a heart attack.
Yeah. Great.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What's happened? She can barely stand.
Yeah.
Maybe she does fall. Grabs the shower curtain and falls onto the floor and passes out.
Sure.
And then we cut.
Great. That's cool. She could actually black out. I don't mind if she does that.
Yeah. Shower curtain falls to the floor.
Right.
And blacks out. Cool. All right. Then
we'll cut to Hank.
Then we cut to. By the way, we probably won't use these transitions in the script itself, people. Yeah. We do put them in now just for our own little thing, but the reality is you don't need them. We might say, falls to the floor, bam, smash to black.
We might do.
As if we black out, and then we'll go.
We use them sparingly, don't we?
Yeah. There is a. I do think we go to an establishing though, and so Hank
Woodman's Day. Yeah.
Where is Hank?
Yeah,
what part of the country? Where is he?
Is he? And where are we? We're in Colorado.
Vegas.
It's night.
He's in Vegas.
He's in Vegas. Why Vegas? Vegas, I think, has a very specific connotation.
Because he's got a demon in his basement. Where else are you gonna hunt demons?
Yeah, but he doesn't. Is he? I mean, I guess is the question. I guess he is still a hunter, isn't he?
If he's got a demon in his basement, he hasn't fully retired. That's what I said the other day when you were
yeah,
like,
sure, yeah.
I was like, well, then he's not fully retired, then, is he?
Right.
He's just old man demon hunter.
Just old man demon hunter.
Yeah.
Cool. You know what? There's something actually really cool about actually in the sequel setting us up as a franchise. You know, what is it? It's the Antichrist, a demon and a demon hunter as demon hunters.
Right.
Like that's a cool. That's a cool trio. Like the young girl who he could teach. He doesn't have an apprentice.
We literally that is one of our other ideas. We had an idea that really walked along this story, and the idea was to use a character from history who I won't name and make them a demon hunter. And literally in that story,
yes,
it's so funny how these things come full circle. Okay.
I'm going to spoil it. It was the Queen Mother.
It was,
but when she was younger.
But in that story, it was basically the Antichrist and her were both demon hunters together.
Yeah. And I was like, I think I don't think about doing demon stuff. And a couple of weeks ago, Ben's like, you do realize that you're completely going back on your feelings about that. And I was like, yes, I know.
I know. Like literally, this was a spec that we were going to write a year and a half ago that was totally different. And it really was not this movie.
It wasn't this movie at all. It wasn't.
It did involve demons, and it did involve a demon hunter, and it did involve the.
Well, this I feel like has become an amalgamation of several different ideas. You're gonna like squeeze them all together.
You know what's really funny though, and I think this is the truth. You know, we were on a podcast recently. If you haven't listened to it, it was the WGA podcast, Thornton Fairfax. It was a very fun interview that we did. And the interviewer brought up, I forget, I'm blanking on her name. Do you remember her name?
Susie?
Susie, yes, of course. Susie brought up this quote from the Princess Press tour that we did with Jake about great artists steal.
Yes. Good artists borrow and great artists steal.
Yes. Yeah. And the funniest thing is that I would say the people we steal the most from are ourselves. Like we steal from ourselves all the time. I cannot tell you. Like,
well, isn't it very funny? I'm going to tell the story about. So there's this moment in The Princess where she jumps out of the tower, grabs hold of the banner, and wall runs around. It's a great moment. It was in the trailer. She wall runs around the town, flips herself back in. That was in another script.
It was.
We actually got paid to write. It didn't move forward. We were
it's a completely different context.
So completely different context. So we were like, we always loved that moment.
When you write things for employers, they own those ideas, so you can't steal those. But
you can't steal, but those big ideas. But you know, the idea of someone wall running around, so we took. In fact, actually, I think it was in the early version of it. I'm not sure if I owned it. But anyway,
either way, though, we
not in the version at the moment that they have.
We constantly steal from our own scripts, constantly,
true.
And I think that's great because that just is like I forget who we were talking about. We were talking to someone recently about putting stuff just in your like folder and basically how like you never know like where you'll take something.
Totally.
In fact, I think it was Derek Kolstad who was our co-producer on. Who was our producer on The Princess and who we worked with and developed The Princess with, was talking about how sometimes he'll just have like one scene that he'll write and he'll realize it doesn't fit into the movie that he's writing, but he really loves the scene. He doesn't know what to do with it yet, but he'll keep it and then he'll use that scene in something else. And I do feel like good ideas and good moments, they work in all kinds of stories. And yes, they have to get tweaked. And yes, but you go, oh, I've always wanted to do this idea.
Moment.
Does that work in this story? If it does, hey, let's do it. You know,
absolutely right. In about 5 years' time, we're going to write a movie where lightning strikes a donut shop.
They have to be good ideas.
Las Vegas, I'm up in the air on Las Vegas, but we'll keep it for the moment.
Why not Las Vegas?
Don't know, just feels.
Especially,
Don't know. Just has a. Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I mean, Sin City is like by far and away the best place to have Demon Hunter.
Right, yes, you're going to be anywhere.
You're going to be at.
Okay, fine. It's Las Vegas. In Las Vegas.
Be there that long.
Yeah,
but I will say he's not working at Wegmans if he's in Las Vegas. There's
no, he's definitely not. But he might be working in a strip club.
But he could be working but he could be working at Costco.
Yeah, totally.
Costco in Vegas.
I know you know
when I'm there. My mom.
He's working in some. Yeah, totally.
Exterior Las Vegas, and then it's basically the strip. We get to see the classic, fucking CSI opening, and then exterior, Costco. Is it Costco with a T or with or not? I think it is Costco night. Hank is getting off his shift.
Great.
Hank leaves his shift to go home.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm going to say that it is an hour and 5 minutes.
It is. And we will keep going on this on Monday.
We are going to keep going on this on Monday.
So just to let people know, there will be probably only be 3 episodes next week. What's your...
3, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll be doing 3 episodes next week. I am due to be having my second daughter at any day, but is scheduled for next Friday.
Are you going to call her Charlize as well?
Charlize, she might. She doesn't have a name yet, so who knows?
Lustig.
We might just have to call her Charlize for at least 6 months while I'm trying to figure out a name.
Don't worry, I'll research some demon names for you.
You know what? I'll just call her the princess.
Yeah, great, exactly.
And then people can criticize me that I don't love her enough that I didn't even give her a name. But anyway, it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week.
That's good.
And then moving forward after that, we're going to continue to attempt daily streams, but due to new fatherhood, that may not always be the case.
Indeed.
We'll do our best, and our intention is obviously to keep on keeping on.
Yep.
So,
indeed. Good stuff.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you have any questions, comments, anything at all, we love to engage with you guys as you're watching, or even after the fact. If you watch on YouTube or on Facebook, please, by all means, leave us a comment and subscribe. Thank you. And
see you later.
Good night.